just my agency, which was very me, and then me and a contractor. Then I became a white label agency because so many other agencies like branding, web design, they were like, Mike, you do the stuff that we don't want.
Best lead generation strategy is, you reckon?
Bottom of funnel, you got the people that really want you. Mike, what do I do next? And next step, connect to your email marketing. Next step, connect to your SMS marketing.
What is buyer intent marketing and why is it really important for the local businesses?
The more people that asked me, like, obviously the CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies aren't asking me, it was all small business owners.
Why did you decide to specialize in the local marketing itself? Welcome to the Agency Growth Lab. I'm your host, Rohin Dua, and today we are thrilled to have a very special guest joining us. Mike Forgie, founder of the nextstepconnect.com and digital marketing agency and a renowned expert in digital marketing SEO, is here to share his inside experiences with us. So welcome to the show, Mike. How are you?
Thanks for having me, and doing pretty well, man. It's a good day.
What time is that up there, New Jersey? I guess it'd probably be the start of the day, isn't it?
It's 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
So
Yeah.
it's the start of the 9 to 5. So
All
that's
right.
the start of that day.
Yeah. No, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. For me, it's 6:30 p.m. right now. I'm in IST time zone. So yeah. All right, Mike. So yeah, really quickly, can you get us know about your technical background? How did you get started with the Next Step Connect? How the whole thing started? Because I believe like everything starts with some kind of like a story. Every SEO is having some story as well. What's your story?
I got a pretty good story. I've always been in promotions, marketing, advertising since I was like younger. Like in
Yeah.
high school, I've been doing like stuff for concerts. So
Yeah.
it's always kind of in me. And then as I got older, it's just like I went to school for it, learned PR and journalism. So as I got into the like, out of college life,
Yeah.
I was picking up skills, still copywriting, doing promotions. And one day I got really sick
Yeah.
and I was driving home
Yeah.
and I fell asleep at the wheel. And I like literally woke up. I was like, I went right to the doctor
Yeah.
and it was a resurgence of, I had mono when I was younger and
Yeah.
turned into chronic fatigue and Epstein-Barr. So I started freelancing because I wasn't allowed to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Basically, it was like, you need to take time off and relax. I was just burning out. So started freelancing, working in that. And it was like, all right, I'm my own boss and I make really good money for, not working for anyone else and
Oh yeah.
doing less times. So it just kept intriguing me. And that was really like one of the biggest catalysts to why I became like a freelancer, self-employed, all this stuff. And then
Yeah.
just followed what intrigued me. The more
Yeah.
I understood that people are looking things up and they're intrigued, I want to
Mhm.
help them find what they like. So,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more to it, but that's like really
Yeah.
the spark, start
So,
the fire.
like you said, so you've been a freelancer for over a decade. How was your focus evolved over time, and why did you decide to specialize in the local marketing itself?
Um, so, I was a product of what was around me. And the more people that asked me, like, obviously the CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies aren't asking me, it was all small business owners. And I'm a big advocate of like support your community
Yeah.
and support like less impact on like the environment. So I
Yeah.
just follow that. I like to support the smaller businesses. And Google does empower them with like Google business profiles and the data you can get for free.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, let's try to empower small businesses. And that obviously grew from like like smaller things to, obviously the general contractors make a lot of money, lawyers, things like that. But
Yeah.
still, they kept going to there. So I really like the local business stuff.
Local business stuff. Yeah. Tell us something about Next Step Connect. How old is the agency, and what are the main products you guys have got at the moment? What are different kind of services you provide out there?
So we do provide like honestly, I hate saying it, it's like marketing and advertising. You want search engine optimization, you want
Yep.
Google Ads, like you can get that anywhere. Where we're unique is obviously we like to connect whatever you want to
Yep.
what your end goal is. So like I'm not going to sell you search engine optimization if you don't need it. I'm not going to sell you search engine ads if you don't need it.
Don't
The
need
whole
it.
goal is what is your main focus? Like what's your main money maker?
Yep.
And how can we, you know, make more money doing it
Yeah.
using what people are already looking for. It's very bottom of funnel, some people would say, and it is the easiest people to convert. But those people become your advocates in my mind. Is like if something, imagine like a restaurant, you know, if you're if someone's looking for your restaurant like a steakhouse, they're going there, they're going to look it up, find you, have a good experience and share it with their friends. You're really empowering your user as much, your ideal market as much as possible. So we take it from there. A lot of times our SEO, our
Yep.
Google ads, that leads to Mike, what do I do next? Next step connect. So
That
you
step
started with this
connect.
because
Yep.
you got your bottom of funnel, you got the people that really want you. Mike, what do I do next? And next step, connect to your email marketing. Next step, connect to your SMS marketing. So
Yes,
that's where that
exactly.
name comes from.
Yeah, no, it's actually a pretty good strategy to structure out the entire approach because we never know. I mean, like it's always a different local businesses. They might need to go after GBPs, but if it could be like maybe they're already doing GBPs, they are running ads, so maybe the funnels could be the another thing for them. So yeah, I got your point that what the next step connect means, like move on to one, let's move on to the next thing. It's a time for the next one for the bigger show and all that.
Yep.
So I was reading one of your blog at MikeForgie.com, and I got to know about that buyer intent marketing. I mean, like I personally know what the buyer intent marketing is.
Yeah.
We try to incorporate as well. But for the people who are gonna be watching this one once the video goes live, tell us about the what is buyer intent marketing and why is it really important for the local businesses?
So buyer intent is like what we just talked about a little bit, is about that bottom of funnel. People are aware of what you are aware of, like what they need, not necessarily just you. So maybe middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. I don't know if you guys, I should clarify. I hate doing this. It's like I hate jumping into something without explaining. Top of funnel are people who are just like not aware. They're people that like are like, oh, that's nice. We're using very easy terms on this. Middle of funnel are people are like, hey, like I know I need this. Bottom of funnel are like, I know I need this and I know you. Very
Yeah,
simple way of like putting it there. Um, so we're like middle to bottom of funnel. Buyer intent is, imagine someone looks up, my favorite analogy, pizza near me,
yeah,
is like that person knows I need pizza, needs to be in this location. If you're a sushi restaurant, you don't want to show up for that. You're the pizza place, you want to beat all the other pizza places.
yeah,
That is how you capture somebody who has buyer intent. They want to spend their money
yeah,
with someone. So why not you?
yeah,
That's the way I like to look at buyer intent marketing. That whole article summed down is that. I mean,
yeah,
obviously the article has a lot more good nuance
exactly.
and like little things in it, but that is the boiled down version.
Yep. And the reason, I mean, like it is important for local businesses because the person is really the customers or someone is really aware about the thing. So, but I always say like there is a very small bracket of the people like who are actually like a 3% who know what the problem is and they know what the solution is as well. But bigger portion of the funnel, which is bottom of the funnel, is like they don't know the problem and they even don't know what the solution is. So yeah, that actually makes sense. It's really very easy to sell it out to those buyer intent marketing guys.
Very easy. That's the whole goal, is like you might think like you could have a successful business and successful like local everything and be like, hey, this is really good. But then there's like one nuance that you're probably missing. Like you, and it could be, hey, we sell pizza, but we also sell subs.
Yep,
And it's like, well, how do you, there's a lot of people looking for sandwiches in that area too. How do you also get that market? And then once you're kind of saturating and like you are the mecca there, a lot of word of mouth, a lot of reputation, like people looking it up are going to find it.
yep,
That's going to help your marketing. From there, you can grow and explore a little bit more like and fine tune. Like you've gotten them like the emails and the, all the remarketing type stuff.
Yep.
But once you have a very solid foundation and you can create lookalike audiences, that's when it's really good. Once you have all that like
Yeah.
data of
Yeah.
people in the area, that's when that, that next realm of next step, connect it to remarketing. Anyone that's visited your website, anyone that's visited your store, start marketing to again.
Okay. And what type of clients do you normally prefer to work with? Is it e-commerce clients, enterprise clients, or the local, or like anyone? Or
Anyone who
yeah,
has, if you
you got
have
dollars to spend?
$1 million to give me right now, like I'll just take it. No, it's like, um, I honestly, yeah, my clients are spread very wide and
Yep.
different ventures. I guess I can say I pride myself and I'd love to talk to
Yep.
people. So if I don't know about your business or your industry, the cool part is I'm coming from your like ideal client of discovery of new clients. And then I
Yes.
have this open beginner's mind with all the knowledge I have of marketing. It's really cool. If I already know your industry, I'm already giving you a head start. It's definitely this really cool power that like if I know it, that's great. If I don't know it, it's just great. It doesn't really matter. So my ideal is usually somebody, this is this is it there. I don't want to convince them that
Yep.
they need something. That's the thing is like
They
if
need.
you're like Mike, sell me search engine optimizations, like are we gonna do that sales game where I'm like, okay, what would your life be like if it changed? It's like, no, I don't like doing that. It's like you're aware that you have competition, correct? And
Yep.
you aspire to be the best in your area, and you do put out like a good product or like a good business. I
Yep.
want to work with you. It's those people that are like, I have a lot of money, but I'll burn all of my customers. I don't want to work with you. If you're like
Yep.
doing a bad job or you treat people bad, I'm not going to work with you because it's just going to work against us in the end anyway. And then somehow I'll get blamed. It's like, hey man, do you put out a good business? Are you like the best landscaper in your area because you truly care and people are leaving these reviews? It's like you make our jobs easier. And I know that sounds almost like, hey, give me everything, but
It's a copyright
but
kind
that
of thing.
but now it's like, hey man, you've made my SEO job so much easier. Now when we expand,
Yep.
like we have a spark. It's like we have incredible reviews. What do we do with these reviews?
Yep.
Those become newsletters, content for social media,
Yep.
all those things. It's like if you're passionate, it's like I love it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that completely makes sense actually, because once we're gonna gain the trust from these guys, it's a lot more easy to show them what else can be done to grow their business to the next level, because they have already tested out our service. They have already got a kind of results as well. So it is really so much easy to sell to the existing client rather than just keep on finding the new client all the time. By the way, I mean like and that probably my best question is like how do you guys go about finding the clients? I mean like what's your best lead generation strategy is you reckon? Because reason I'm asking is I've seen like most of the agency owners, they have got this thing as a big pain point. They go set up the agency, they register the company, they find out the best tools in the market, purchase it as well, but getting the hot leads generated or warm leads, I can say, is kind of a nightmare for them. So yeah, what do you think about it?
Okay, so I've done, like I said, we've been in this for 10 plus years, and everything is now like hit that pain point. Like here, I've joined. If you're a good marketer and I get your ad, I'm not trying to waste your money. I like getting more of your ads.
Yep.
And it's like I get to see them, see what you're doing, how your conversions are,
Yep.
and you follow a lot of the trends. I started very easily by learning and talking about what I do
Yep.
and making friends. Very friendly. I like to make
Wonderful.
friends. I like just talking. Last night, I actually went to a tech meetup and just talked about everything. And that's how I landed a lot of clients was like, I talk, I have confidence, I enjoy it.
Yep.
I became a white label agency. So I was just my agency, which was very me, and then me and a contractor. Then I became a white label agency because so many other agencies like branding, web design, they were like, Mike, you do the stuff that we don't want to do.
Yep.
Can you do it for us?
Yep.
And that happened. I've met people surfing and they're
Yep.
like, oh man, that's so cool. Like what you do, like in between like waves, we're just sitting there and like, that's so cool. Like I always see you here in like the middle of the day on like a Tuesday. I'm like wondering what you do. And I'm like, yeah, well, like if I do all my work and there's waves, I want to go surf and then I'll come back and do my work again. There's no problem. I don't find any problem with this. So I'm very ahead of that time with like for remote work. But that's kind of how I did it. I just made friends. I talked about what I did. I was passionate about it. When it comes to actually generating leads, like being like, hey, we want clients, we want this. I've tried everything from like doing like a lead gen, like all the lead gens funnels. And what ended up happening was the more content I put out, the
Yep.
more I was just me, even without like high engagement people would slide into my DMs and be like, hey, I really like what you said. Like, can we talk about this? And then sales happened. And I was like, wow, a lot of my advertising is all remarketing. Get
All
people
right. So
interested. Don't throw ads at them.
yeah.
Get them interested in me, and then send ads again to remind them.
Yep. Yep. So when you say the content marketing in the form of videos or something like that, is it something touching their pain points, or what kind of videos is that? Can you just give kind of an example as well? Let's say there is a local business example. Let's take a hypothetical scenario. You want to get in front of roofers in Santiago or in New Jersey. What your best approach would be in that case in the form of content marketing?
So this was actually really cool. I was doing a couple of videos and I was doing how I would frame a website, like structure a website and I did that for real estate agents and I did one for lawyers. I was
Yep.
like, hey, if I had a law company or if one of my lawyers came in, this is how I would structure this website. And it was like homepage, location pages, and then it showed the linking and everything. And that's just me telling you this is how I would do it. And
Yep.
I would get people commenting on like my posts and being like, I feel really called out. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
because you're a lawyer and you're
yeah.
like, huh, like, okay, maybe my website's not structured
Yep.
correctly. Like, can
Yep.
I ask, like, you want to ask me how to structure your website?
Gotcha.
I'll send you that sheet, but if you want me to actually do it, so
Yeah.
it's like, it's goodwill advocate. And I'm like,
Value-based
interested.
videos. Yeah.
I'm
Value-based
not,
videos, basically.
I'm not interested in I'm really not interested in being like, you're wrong. Like, don't you want to spend time with your family? What are you doing? You need to scale and spend money so you could take
Yeah.
vacations. And it's like,
Nothing like
I don't
that.
want to do that. That's a generic pain point. My pain point, it's not a pain point and it's an intrigue. And I want you to
Yeah.
go, okay, Mike does have the solutions. Not that he's making me feel bad about who I am. I want you to have positive feelings about me,
Oh,
not
yeah.
negative.
Yeah. So you mean to say that comes down to doing a kind of a public audits. So doing a
Yeah.
public audits, just a complete value-driven approach, no pitch kind of a thing. And the people who gonna come and see that, they might can relate the same things with their own website. Hey, Mike actually spoke about these things, and it might be missing in my case. So that is where they can touch and DM you and ask you about it. Am I
Yeah.
can you do it for me? And that takes me to the next question. I remember like when I was checking your LinkedIn profile, the big banner at the top says, hey, there is a video audit thing. Just hit the button and I can do it. So let's talk about that one really quickly. I mean, like can you actually walk us through some of the key points you cover in your strategy breakdown video for the local marketers?
So I love doing that. Those little 5-minute videos and like
Yep.
little breakdowns. I do them all the time anyway. Like if you look at my content, there's like a really good one about a dentist down in like Boca Raton, maybe.
Yeah.
St. Pete. I can't remember where it is exactly. But it's like, hey, like these are issues on the website. This is what I would fix. This is why this isn't working. It's content. It's enjoyable content and it's not to pick on you. It's to let you realize, hey, there's things out there that could be done better,
Yeah.
and I just want you to realize it. And it's like, hey, if you submit this, I love Loom videos, like the Loom style videos. I make them when I say all day. I make them and I turn them into trainings for my contractors and my team. And they're like, thank you for not just being like, go do this. It's like, I did it once for you. Here's how to do it again and make it repeatable. They love it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna make that like an offer. Like that's gonna give me content. That's gonna show that I resonate with you. Like, let's do it. What I like to go over is like mainly I want to do it from the web structure, SEO,
Yeah.
SEM level. But if someone's like, hey, Mike, this is something that's happening. Can you help me with it? I'm like, great. Then like I don't have to like go at it blindly. So if you're like, Mike, I'm not getting a good open rate, I'm not doing this stuff on my
Yeah.
website. And then like I can easily be like, go to mail-tester.com and test it and get your information. But I'm like, hey, I tested it. This is what happened. Here's like what's going on. And it's really cool to, and I'll be like, here's the next steps. And I show them the same way
Right.
I would show my contractors who have one video. I just show it like repeatedly, but it really, I don't want to say like I do care about all this stuff. Like I care about my clients. I'm not a churn and burn agency. Just put
Yeah.
it that way. I don't know if you probably you do in 2020, there were so many agencies like, I'll sell you leads, I'll sell you leads, I'll sell you leads. Their lifespan of clients was 3 months. My lifespan of
Exactly.
clients, my longest client I've had for well
Yours?
over 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and then my uh shortest clients stay like at least a year. Like
Yeah.
they're people that are like, hey, I want to be with you. And the only times that they leave are like, there's like, we'll talk about it beforehand. And I'm like, it's never me. It's like they got something else they have to do. And I'm like, that's totally fine. Like, I'm never going to be like, you're locked in.
Yeah.
But that's why it works is like, I want to be personable. I
It,
rather not chase sales.
Yeah, no, no, it's actually a very good strategy, I would say. I mean, like to do the audits kind of thing, because when we actually drive out the value, what I have seen personally as well, I'm into the very similar kind of an approach as well. I prefer to do audits, and we try to show them, okay, see, these are the all the issues are, and even in when I'm doing really the audits, even I'm sure you should be as well. Like I even tell them, hey, these are the few ways where you can go and you can make the necessary fixes as well. But businesses, they are very lazy in that way. They're probably gonna say, hey, no, I can't really do it. Let's set up a call and let's talk about it. So it's a really super lead generation strategy, the highly value driven strategy, rather than just keep telling them or running ads that with the big dreams that are gonna make your life easy and that kind of things. I think
It's great.
lead generation, the inbound lead generation is really very easy when we put an effort to do those kind of things. So yeah,
I
no,
want to say on the audits, the cool part about audits are you do learn about a business before you bring them on too. So you
yes,
don't waste any time. And I do two different types of audits. There's the free one, which is, hey, like let's hop in here and I'll just go through the video and show you my stuff. Like these are my tools, like whatever.
yep,
And then there's the deep audit where like you could take what I
yep,
do and go do it yourself and do whatever, but you're paying me for that because it's like I'm about to give you like here's what I ran. Here are all of the errors, every
yep,
single error on your site. Here's
yep,
every keyword you're associated with. Here's uh every backlink that your competitor has. Those
yes,
are the audits that's like this is very deep and I explain it because you can run those using tools, but if you don't understand it, you don't know what to do with it. That's where it's like okay, Mike, you've connected. Like I've connected those dots of this is the audit, this is what you do with it. This is like that issue, this is what you do with it. That's when it becomes a paid product. But for the
no,
small businesses that are like, I need to be aware, I love to do it. It's
yeah,
fun. And then
no, that's
even if they
super
don't
good.
hire, the
Yeah,
next
no,
guy
that's
will.
yeah, that's super good takeaway actually, to be honest. This thing to create the mini audits to start with, what the person can actually do is they can pick it out like websites, maybe not the clients, but they can pick it out the websites from the web, could be for the different country as well. If it's in the US, then maybe they can pick it out the country like Australian
Yeah.
websites. Start doing it, because then at one point it start gonna creating kind of a viral effect in itself. So the first few 10 to 20 videos, they might need to spend the time, because a lot of people, they don't really get into that kind of consistency. They actually see, oh, it's waste of time. No one's really see to it, because they don't really get to the point where the people actually gonna start saying to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is actually makes sense. And now I can resonate why you have mentioned such a big banner over there, the hey, go and take a small one. If you like it, I can go. And it probably gonna pay. It's a paid one. and I'm gonna do a deep level audit for you. And obviously, in
Yeah.
one case, I in fact did it a few times as well. Like I said, like, okay, if you're gonna like it, I can go and do a deep level audit for you in say $500, and I'm gonna minus that $500 if you jump on board in your very first month of a campaign. It's just
Yeah,
you
that's
have
like that's the
literally nothing
goal.
to lose.
It's almost like the freemium model. Like, hey, here's free,
All
here's the
right.
freemium, and then you can absorb that. I know you said like you hopped on my LinkedIn. One of the things that I just done, I went back and I looked at what my best content was, and it's always like me and videos of me with like steal this strategy and stuff like that,
Oh,
which was
yeah.
like those were all like obviously hooks, but I got really intrigued by stuff that I saw. So I was like, I'm just gonna share this. Like, uh I'm in like a group with Dan Coe, and he has a really good landing page. Like he sells
Yeah.
it. It's very simple. It speaks to me well. It's
Yeah.
black, white, and one color. And I just did heat maps of my template, the one that
Yep.
I got off a template versus his. And it's like, this is the difference between getting a template that will get you like 60 to 70% there, and then having a designer that will take you to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
It's very cool. I didn't write that. I didn't sell that to Dan. Like he's
Oh, yeah.
obviously better than I am. But anyone that's worried about landing page design, it's like there's a reason why templates work. It's
I,
designers have tested them, they see them, they use them, try them. Now, if you want to make yours better, what do? Go look at yours versus the best person. And if you're interested in having a better landing page and you don't really know design,
yeah.
hit me up. I'll run a heat map on it. I would love to run a heat map. Now I
Oh,
get
yeah.
content because I think it's cool
Yep.
and you get value from it. And then if you're like, Mike, I want you to design it, I'm in. My designers love doing this stuff. So
Yeah. Now the next question, what it's going on in my mind is like, what do you think? What are the most common actually mistakes you see the local businesses making in their marketing efforts, and what is the kind of a strategy they can use to fix those kind of things? Uh,
um definitely reviews
yep.
is
They don't really
always
ask for reviews, you mean? I mean, like when the
they
job
don't
is
ask
done.
for reviews, they don't respond to reviews,
Oh,
client feedback. I think we all know we have a phone in our pocket. We
yep.
all know that we have this great device, but a lot of people, like I'm guilty of it. I don't always pull it out to create content. Like I was at the tech meetup last night. I never pulled out my phone and took a photo of me hanging
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And I was like, dude, the worst part was it was like a brewery and I had my dog with me. So it's like me, the dog, and a bunch of tech people would have been a great photo, but we forget it. So
Good
it's
for
like,
you.
what can you do, not just for you as a the owner, but what can you do to empower the employees um or the customers to take a photo, to take a video, to leave a review? That content right there, having not to sound rude, but having someone else do the legwork of creating your content. If a customer is like, I absolutely love this, I left this review on Google, they have a photo and everything, that is now your content. That is, hey, I'm going to use this, I'm going to feature in social media. It can become an ad, it's already there.
Yeah.
Realize what you have available to take to the next level and then nurture that because it makes things easier. Now, not replying to reviews is so bad. I know people that have bad reviews and like I just ignore them. It's like that's feedback. That's data. Like, don't
That's
worry
pretty,
about it. And
yeah. It's good
you
to take
now have a
criticism
chance.
sometimes. Yeah.
You have a chance to make it right and give a better experience. If they're like, I hate your food because of X, it's like, hey, man, maybe our food's not right for you. We apologize for that. Like, hey, like, I know that you were looking for, like, we don't have enough gluten-free options. It's like, well, we're not like a really gluten-free focus. We are very happy to offer them. It's not our focus. Our friends at, and then mention one of your friends' restaurants that's right there that does do it. You now have social proof that you're looking out for your customers' best interests. You're
Yep.
sending it to your friends. Your friends are
Yep.
going to advocate for you. It becomes a full circle. Don't be afraid of that.
Yep.
But see
And
what I mean is like those reviews are just like a lot of them hate without giving. Yeah.
and a reciprocal effect as well, because you never know. I mean, like you get another phase of marketing, like a friend who feel like, hey, maybe if I don't really serve this thing, I could actually send it to the mic. So
Yeah.
it's just another way. Yeah,
Oh,
I
my favorite is the agencies that outsource to me. Like they're always worried about like conflict of interest. Like if I'm doing my own thing and I'm like, you often they're like very big branding agencies, like people that
Yep.
are like studied design.
Yep.
I'm not doing that. The first thing I'm doing is calling them. And if it's like a website, we looked at our pricing points and I was like, let's put it this way. The people that pay you for websites are not the same people that are paying me. The people that pay you for websites are custom everything
Yeah.
and very beautiful, like insane things. People that hit me up are like, hey, I just need a site to be available that's going to rank well and convert. Like, that's fine. But if you're like, I need a backend structure that does like all this crazy stuff, it's like, of course, I'm not going to take that from you.
No,
And they're
that's
like,
and
and they're,
that's
it's
where you
so
can
funny having those
refer out.
conversations. They're
Yeah.
not like the other business owners are like, no, Mike, we get it. Like we know who
Yep.
you are and why you do this. I'm like, that's good. Like I like to have that transparency because
Yeah.
I'm never going to steal your clients. I don't want to because
Yeah.
why would I steal one of your clients when you give me, 10 plus?
Oh yeah, yeah. Now that actually makes sense. And just a very final few questions, actually, Mike.
Yeah.
Um, the AI is completely changing the game, and in the past 2 years, we have seen the things. The AI is getting smarter day by day. So, what kind of AI tools you are actually using in your agency as well?
All right. So definitely a ChatGPT user.
Yeah,
And then there's obviously, Gemini and Perplexity
yep.
and all these
Perplexity.
ones. And here's 100 prompts and here's exactly how to steal this. And it's like, I just choose one. I don't overthink it. I'm not trying to be an AI, uh, like, I don't know. I don't want to be an AI guy like, oh, I know everything. It's like that is a lot of technical information. I
Yeah,
like ChatGPT. Um, and I use Claude a little bit, Claude, whatever.
Audit. Pretty-
I use them. What I like to do is sometimes I like to ask Claude things that I don't want in my ChatGPT like framework, so I don't lose things. But piecing together what you need. What is your end result is always the goal for whatever tool you're going to use. AI is, to me is just a super advanced tool.
Oh
So
yeah,
for example, there's Neuron, there's Phrase, there's Junia, um, auto blogging. There's all of these incredible AI writers.
yep,
Everyone had a prompt for an AI writer, and then everyone was advocating Jasper for a while, and they all
yep.
had affiliate codes. So
Oh
always
yeah,
watch out for what people are advocating for. What do you want to do with it? Do you want it to write everything for you? Do you want 1 million blogs all
no,
written for you? Go find that tool. If
yep,
you want to do it all yourself, I think ChatGPT for me is a refining tool
yep,
and a like I'll take it and I'll go. I know they're like, oh yeah, well it makes mistakes. It's like, well, but if I give it everything I need, I reduced all variables of
yep,
most mistakes.
yep,
Um, but I really enjoy using phrase to
yep.
find out. You can use Neuron, you can
Out
use
outlines and all that.
Junior, yeah, all those, and it pulls the outlines. It tells you what like related keywords to put into
Yep,
things, and it tells you how optimized your content is. You're
yep,
now like 60% to good content.
yep.
I suggest write
That's it.
write as much as you can yourself.
Yep,
Use ChatGPT to fill in the blanks because like some stuff you're gonna be like, I don't want to like write this whole frame. Like I could write a framework out. I'll write the base and then I'll
yep,
refine this, make it sound better, make it
yep,
intriguing, get better points. What would you? I like to go, if you were if you were this, what would you want to know? And it's like,
yep,
or what do beginners want to know about this?
yep,
Really cool because like I am you're probably levels and levels ahead. You forget what the beginner doesn't even know, and you're like, oh
yep.
well, yeah, that is real base, but that's your market.
Mm,
So that's really helps. I like to just and I like to hop back and forth, and then I take that content and I bring it back into phrase and I score it.
yep. And
Nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong
yep,
with using it for proper information. It comes to the point where people are like, hey, ChatGPT, I need a blog on this. Write me a blog. And then they
and that's
post it
it.
and they go, well, what was the purpose of it though? Was it just to have one?
Yeah. And that's where most of people actually get wrong. I've seen like they take a lazy approach and they say like, okay, create me 500 words of article on the how to fix your roof. and they rely on the article, but I think the facts and that kind of things are really very important. That how we go about it, like we can go and structure out the entire article, script the SERP, top sides, outlines, and put that in. And Perplexity is really very good to actually get the live real kind of a data, like a news facts about that particular city or so, and then again feed that information to Claude or ChatGPT, and then let them to write it down in a more decent way. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, these tools are,
Perplexity is one that I do want to test out. I talked to Julian Goldie.
yeah,
Julian
totally.
is just like I'm in like his Discord, like his Discord group. It's incredible. Like if you
Yeah,
want inspiration, Julian is 100% one of the nicest people
yeah,
I've talked to. He's just a great dude.
yeah,
And he uses Perplexity and we talked about, I was like, that is one I'll get into. I don't need it right now, but I know this is the good part. I know that I eventually want to do it. I don't
yeah.
need to do it, and it's something I can explore. So if that's the way you look at AI, look at the use case. And maybe
Yep.
that's the one for you. Don't go, well, I need all of them. You know,
Yeah,
just
because it's
one
important.
you use.
Like it's very much like garbage in is garbage out. If you're not really feeding out ChatGPT to get them learn the things, that it's not really good. What I normally do with when we are working on e-commerce, I do the same thing. I just scrape the entire collection page or a product page, something. I give it to Claude and I tell them, hey, just take this information, absorb it, and tell me, then write it down a product description or maybe a collection page content based on that, and that gives me a kind of a foundation, and
A
then
good
I
one.
can add more content, humanize the things that writers they go and humanize it a little bit. So I think that's the best way using AI rather than keep screaming around that AI is content is shit, it doesn't really work and all that. Yeah, he doesn't know how to
Probably
use it
write a
properly.
probably write a better meta description than you will.
Oh yeah,
Like, think about it. You take an entire article
yeah,
and you like if you primed it, obviously said like, hey, like this is what a meta description truly is, like this is what our purpose is.
yeah,
You take your entire product page article and you go, write me a meta description that is going to um hook a reader and entice them to click on.
yeah,
It's going to be better than like what most
yeah,
people are going to fill out a formula that they already write in. It's
yeah.
going to absorb the content and be like, this is that little hook. And you're going to go,
Oh yeah, yeah.
cool. And
Just
when you're in something, it's tough to be innovative when you're already so deep in. It's nice to have a fresh look on it.
yeah. Now that's that actually, and it's more important to actually keep updating the content time to time with the more factual information as well.
Yeah. It's also free to talk. Like my fiance doesn't want to hear about me talking about this anymore. It's like,
Just a very final question for the day is, Mike, I'm like, I was reading one of your blog posts where you spoke about like a 1000 true fans strategy kind of a thing. I'm like, what exactly is all that and how the local businesses can go implement it too?
that's such a it's a very well-known concept that you don't need millions of followers. You need they say 1000 true fans. It's really like, hey, what's your group? Like if you're in a town of 1,000 people, you do not need 1,000 true fans. You need 10 of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like the goal is like who's your real cohort? You want to speak to those people. They're the ones that are gonna, probably buy everything that you get, like you sell. They're gonna be the ones that advocate for you. I'm
They
I'm
can talk for you.
not like viral. I don't I very you see my stuff. I speak to like a couple people in every post. I don't speak to the world. I also speak to myself because I don't like need to be like an influencer, stuff like that. That's like not my goal. Is it's who can I help? And are you going to be like an advocate for me? Like I have friends that are lawyers that I met from LinkedIn that I'm like, I just like you, man. You're my bud. And then he'll be like we give each other advice and stuff like that. Like that's a true fan. And when I'm sure someone's going to tell
Right.
him, hey, I need SEO or I need that. And what's going to happen?
Oh,
He's going to be like, oh, my buddy Mike, like that I know on LinkedIn. Like, how do you know? Like, literally, we just talked to each other on the internet.
that,
That's where I like to view the
yeah,
1000 True Fan strategy. That's an older post.
yeah,
The reason why I wrote about it is because it was almost like a reminder to me to be like, there's so many younger people that are bypassing me with their agencies, and I make all this money, and then you never hear from them again. And then there's me who's had my agency for 10 years, and it's because I meet with my clients. I hang out at my clients' like houses. Like we've gone to Florida and hung out at lake houses. I've been in and you'll see them, there's like
That's a good job.
$1 million homes on the water, like hanging out. And it's like because they're like they like me. And it's like that's a true fan. That is someone that will be an advocate. So my thing is like connection, like obviously connections is
Yeah,
yes,
networking.
it's a
Net-
well-known concept. Read it, absorb it for what you want, which is this is a great ending. I read about 1000 True Fans. I wrote about it and I adopted it to the way I want to really perceive it and project out there.
Yeah,
I want 1000 True Fans because I care about the people that
yeah,
I work for and I want them to be advocates for me as well. I want to be advocates for them. They're going to be how you grow and have stability. You don't
yeah.
want volatility in your
Ah,
agency.
that's
So
yeah. Yeah. That
that's
actually brings down to the good networking as well. It's more, you can call it as a fans, you can call it as a friends, whatever is one. But then because if you're be having that many good kind of friends, that many kind of businesses, you can't really short of the business, to be honest, for your agency. The businesses that because those people gonna be good to actually hire your agency or anyone's agency for their own stuff and even to shout out on your behalf. So it's more kind of a 1000 I mean like thing of ninja teams, you can say that,
yeah,
or maybe like an army of the people who gonna shout it for you, affiliates you can call it as well. And
yeah.
that yeah, no,
Just
I
buds. You know,
agree.
at that point, it's like, hey, I want to be your friend. Like, I know they're like, oh, business and like relationships shouldn't like they shouldn't cohese. Like they shouldn't be your
Yeah,
friends. It's like, I don't know, man. Like my one of my real estate clients made me cookies, invited me, my fiance, and my dog to our lake house. We hung out. It was awesome.
yeah.
And I get her business. Like,
Oh yeah, that's kind of
what's
business.
wrong with that? Like, I love seeing her. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm
Yeah,
helping her.
yeah.
I don't have to worry about, do I need another real estate agent? Do I have to prime someone in case she leaves? It's like, no, I don't. She's my
Excellent.
butt.
Yeah. All right. So now that's pretty good, Mike. So anyone who wants to really know more about you, want to read your stuff, watch your videos, or even your audits, whatever you've done, what's the best place for that? Is that like the LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever?
I've been really enjoying LinkedIn and I've just hopped back on X for the first
Okay.
Twitter X.
Yeah,
Because I found that like a lot of my random ideas, things that I want feedback on, are better on X than just posting on LinkedIn. Like, because it's not the same. It's like cool, like, hey, I have this idea, and if I get good
yeah.
feedback on it, maybe I make a video. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, okay, now I see where X really plays a part. So yeah, hit me up on both of those. They're both Mike Forgie. You'll find me. It's the same
Yeah,
photo.
I get to
And
put your
then
LinkedIn URL in the video description as well once the video gonna go live as well.
And we'll clarify this. Next Step Connect is my agency. MikeForgy.com
Person.
is like the long version of everything that I post on LinkedIn.
Yep,
It's like the hey, like I did really enjoy this and I want to deep dive into it.
yep,
And that's going to become more of where's the growth of my agency coming from?
yep,
I love obviously SEO ads, everything will add to
yep.
Next Step Connect, but I want to build me. I really enjoy doing what I'm doing and I want to connect personally, not just business wise. I want to help people. So that's where MikeForgy.com is coming into play and I'm really enjoying it.
No, thanks for that, Mike. I really appreciate the time you have given us today, man.
I love
Really
it.
enjoyed the conversation as well. How much is about 45 minutes, man? I was thinking like we're gonna wrap up really quickly for 45 minutes. The
No,
time
I'm a
goes very
jabberjaw, man.
quickly. Lots of takeaways. Yeah, true. A lot of takeaways. We got it as well. No, thanks for that. I really appreciate your
Yeah.
time. Uh,
Plus the coffee hit
yes,
right in time for the meeting.
all right.
Kicked
Thank you.
in.
Bye.